Tasmanians turn out to welcome them. Good evening, Peter Hughes with ABC News. The bicentennial fleet of tall ships has gathered in Hobart. It's the first time the fleet has been together. The 200 ships will spend 4 days in Hobart before racing to Sydney on Thursday.
The big ships have spent several days tucked away in sheltered bays, preparing for a spectacular early morning entry into the Derwent River. Fittingly, the biggest ship in the fleet, the Spanish Juan Sebastian del Cano, led the way in, with the American Coast Guard barque Eagle an hour behind. Hobart's weather couldn't have been better. The sparkling water and clear skies made a magic recipe. But with a head wind, only one ship came up the river under sail, Australia's Young Endeavour. Finding a parking space was a bit of a headache, but port authorities said it had gone without a hitch.
It was probably the busiest day I've ever seen in my maritime career, and I'm very thrilled the way it's gone.
No hiccups?
None at all, none whatsoever.
And on the shore too, it was shoulder to shoulder. Tens of thousands of instant ship lovers, and it seemed every one had a camera. And the ships kept coming. Organisers were relieved by the kindness of the weather and the smoothness of the mass arrival, and they confessed it had been even better than they'd hoped.
Beyond my wildest expectations. That's all I can say.
Tasmanian Aborigines used the occasion to make a point of their own.
And if they want to celebrate, let them have their party. But they're not going to enjoy it, because we're going to be here to remind them of what they've done to this country.
But it didn't stop the ships arriving. The fleet of almost 200 will be in Hobart until Thursday morning, when they'll parade under sail down the Derwent River to Storm Bay to start their race to Sydney. Admiral SWAN says that's an event that should electrify Australia.
I think it'll be beyond people's expectations. It'll be really spectacular. To see these ships under full sail is just the most majestic and exciting thing you've ever seen.
Contained in a letter opened in Hobart today by the Governor-General, Sir Ninian Stephen, on board the Young Endeavour.
The Governor-General, Sir Ninian Stephen, was piped on board with the traditional Scots Guard in bearskin standing guard. It certainly was a right royal occasion. Sir Ninian was on board to receive Australia's bicentennial message from Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. The letter in a sealed envelope was brought to Australia on board the Young Endeavour. Dated May 13, it's taken months to arrive. The Queen says that's appropriate.
It's appropriate that my greetings should come by sea, the only means of communication for so much of Australia's history, and the means by which its first European settlers were conveyed to their new home. The progress of Australia since the arrival of the first fleet 200 years ago suggests that an even more exciting future lies ahead. I hope that that future will bring peace and prosperity to all Australians. Yours sincerely, Elizabeth R.
With the message safely in the Antipodes, Sir Ninian took a tour of the ship, Britain's bicentennial gift to Australia. Then it was on to the Harbour Man, the sail training vessel of the Sultanate of Oman, for more gifts to the nation. On board, senior officer of the Sultan of Oman's Navy, Hilal bin Mohammed Al Razdi, handed over a solid silver ceremonial dagger. After the pomp and ceremony of signing the visitor's book and coffee, it was entertainment, part of the traditional Omani welcome, with Sir Ninian and Lady Stephen joining in.